Greetings, my queens and kings, my warriors. Welcome to my digital empire. This is Weleta Kidan. I'm in a deep state of meditation right now. But it's not the kind of meditation where your mind is quiet, but rather it's a kind of meditation where your mind is screaming, where your body is boiling, it's like a turmoil kind of feeling. The body has like it's aching, I feel, what do you call it, sore in my body, and I have thoughts of anger, thoughts of resentment, thoughts of betrayal in my mind. So which led me into discovering that I'm actually processing my emotional body. It's been actually days since I started processing my emotional body, but I wasn't aware for the first time. I went through it. I wasn't aware of it. I didn't know really what was going on with me because, I found myself struggling to get out of bed. I found myself somewhat finding it hard to stay in love with people, to have the same love for people. I was like, I was fed up with this world, kind of told. And I know that's not true because I've been going through a healing journey for a reason. It's not like that can't be my destination, right? Giving up on this world, on this life, on people cannot be my destination. I'm healing because I'm trying to see, not really trying. I was meant to see the bigger picture, right? At a higher perspective, everything is connected, everything is one, and we all are the same at a higher perspective. I learned this actually from my mushroom trip. I tripped on magic shrooms for 6 hours. Like, I don't exactly remember when, but I cried so heavily because I felt it in my heart, within my being, that the people that I hated, that I was angry with, the people that I judged, and I thought like they should have done better. These people are the same as me, and they didn't have a choice. It's not that they're bad. No one is inherently evil. Nothing is actually inherently evil. We have a goodness, we have a light that we were born with, but in the process of our evolution, we do things to each other that are sick, that are unacceptable. And you know, my emotional body, I would say 80% of it comes from feeling misunderstood. I learned yesterday, especially, I was thinking of my twin flame, and the reason why I was so excited when I met him was because I felt understood. I felt like he saw me in between the layers. He saw me beyond anything and everything that cannot be, you know, that the person that I thought I was, even, was reflected back to me, like some parts of me that I was resisting to see a goodness, my goodness, or like my archetypes, my shadow archetypes, the ones that I suppressed, the good ones, the bad ones, everything was reflected back to me. So I thought to myself, oh, finally, right? So, anyways, when we got separated, right away, actually after a week, the separation happened. That wound of feeling misunderstood, that continued from even a past life, was triggered entirely. That I was so emotional. I didn't know how to regulate my emotions. I would find myself somewhere and I don't know how I got there. You know what I mean? I don't know how that happened. And then 5 minutes later, I will be, you know, I will say, okay, I will go somewhere else because I'm not comfortable here. So there was that indecisiveness, compulsiveness that came with it. But when I say feeling misunderstood, it's not only about my twin flame or what's happening in my twin flame journey, but in general, society, guys, society. people who are awakening on the planet right now have one or two experiences of such, either in the past life or in this lifetime. Some of us were killed, assassinated. Some of us were judged, burnt alive on the stake. Some of us were isolated from society. Some of us were imprisoned. That's why I got it. I understood somehow. That's why people do not want to awaken. That's why people are demotivated to rise above their fears. And they found comfort in fear because, well, at least they have peace. At least they have peace in their mind. So being on a mission, accepting yourself as you are, coming into your power, doing something about your life, it's not easy, because even if you make that choice in your mind, in your conscious mind, your emotional body may be fighting it with the vibration that it's emitting. Emotional body is more like emotions that are trapped inside your body, that are somehow assisting, helping your mind to be responsive in thought. Like the thoughts in your mind is feeding the emotion in your body. The emotion in your body is feeding the thought in your mind. If you are feeling negative in the body, you are thinking negative in the mind. If you are thinking negative in the mind, you are feeling negative in the body. You see the relation that they have? And actually, the body, we have four types of body. I'm just focusing for this video, I'm just focusing only on the emotional body because it's the most important one, for especially when you awaken. It's like the other bodies have their own demands, and have you could feel wounded in those body parts too, but the emotional body is the one that stands out above everything, because our emotions are very crucial, very important. Your emotions, either they can mislead you or they can teach you. You can either construct your life from them, or like they can be completely destructive to your well-being, right? So the four body parts are emotional body, mental body, it's like the thought in the body, um esoteric body or spiritual body, and physical body, your physical body. So there are explanations on these body parts. You can actually read on them, or like you might even find videos on YouTube about these body parts and what they mean and how they affect you. So the emotional body, I want to relate how you feel in the body, your emotions in the body. And once you start processing them, actually, they might even take you back to your lineage, to your ancestral lineage. Some of the emotions that were trapped in my shoulders and in my back are directly related how I was treated by my parents, with how I feel about my parents and how I see my parents. That's why I had to meditate on my parents, resolving as much conflict as possible that I had with my parents. I cannot possibly be a parent while not forgiving my own parents, right? So I told you, like, I shared this dream with you that I want to be a mother. So how can it be when I'm like in conflict with my parents? I'm not saying whatever they did, the fact that they have abandoned me, they didn't take responsibility for me, they made me to feel like I'm less than. I'm not defending this, but they're human beings and they were trying their best. And at a higher level, there's no difference between me and them. It's just the evolutionary time gap, that's creating this misunderstanding, that's creating this wound, that's creating this misunderstanding. So anyways, I had to meditate on forgiving my father, on forgiving my mother for these trapped emotions. And I had a revelation of these emotions actually, like, also are found in my chakras. So I will tell you which emotions are associated with chakras, each and every one of our chakras. So I will start with the root chakra. The root chakra is governs your survival. how you feel about surviving in this world, whether you have an abundant mindset or lack mindset, whether you feel safe or unsafe in this world, whether you you feel nurtured or abundant, everything, your inner child, the first, your body and your inner child, your first existence when you materialize in this world is deeply, deeply connected to your root chakra. Okay, that's why mostly when you heal your inner child, your childhood trauma, focusing on the root chakra is very important, because that's the area, that's the chakra that rules your survival. It rules your survival. So how do you feel about your survival? Do you feel triggered every time your rent is due? Do you feel triggered every time you go broke? That used to be the case for me. When I was trapped in lack mindset, lack mentality, which I'm still, processing at some point. Sometimes I get a flashback of that insecurity, that fear of not being enough for my life, right? But like it's a setback, financial setback, emotional setback, any type of setback is just part of life, right? Every one of us have that. Even though the degrees are different, each and every one of human beings have this setbacks, different type of challenges in life. So I used to be very, very much triggered whenever I feel like I won't be able to survive. I won't be able to feed myself. I won't be able to sustain my life in some way. I used to be very, very triggered that I was wired in my mind to expect danger instead of to expect bliss, to expect miracles. Now I am training every day. I wake up and I say to myself, I expect miracles. I am a magnet to miracles, because I was designed in my mind because of my lack mentality, because of not having enough as a child. Because as a child, most of my needs weren't met. So I was wired to expect danger. I had to see every corner when I am in some place. Sometimes, I had to see, especially before my awakening, I had to cross check what's happening, who's here, how are people around me feeling? Are they feeling bad? So if they are feeling bad, it's because of me. It must be something I did wrong. Trust me, it's real. The feeling is real. So fear is associated with your root chakra, and the fear is mostly around survival, safety, and security. Okay, the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, is uh, governs sexuality, your relationships, and your creativity. Okay, so like the relationship you have with your children, with your husband. And if you are an artist, if you are a creative person, let's say if you are a painter or writer, everything comes from your sacral chakra, while the root chakra is, the color of the root chakra is red, the color of sacral chakra is orange color. So if you want to heal your sacral chakra, you can visualize as much orange color as possible, moving up and down, moving from and in every corner of your lower abdomen, which is like the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra's emotion is guilt, guys. It's guilt. So I will share my story here too. When my mom and my dad got a divorce when I was only 5, I thought it was because of me. I thought I did something wrong to produce that, you know? Okay, so my father and my mother didn't want to be together because of me. Because I saw myself as a burden in that situation. And I heard them having arguments from time to time. So I made the conclusion that it's my fault. I did something wrong. Even after that, for example, let's say there is a misunderstanding between me and my friend. And maybe it has got nothing to do with me. Why that friend does not want to hang out with me anymore might be completely out of, it might not be personal. It's not personal in any way. It's not Somebody not choosing to be with you at the moment it has got nothing to do with you. It's not whether you are enough or not, you're good or not. It's just their own choices, their own life, their own understanding, right? But I used to think whenever I got rejected by someone, I used to think it's my fault, I did something wrong. So I beat myself up. Guilt is really like having regrets, right? Looking back, and like guilt finds itself in the past. It's when you go to the past and ruminate in the past and thinking that what you could have done to change the situation, if you did this it would have been better. Things, you know what I mean, right? So guilt is a very detrimental emotion to have. It is, I know how it feels like to feel guilt. And it's not only in my sacral chakra, I feel it also, I felt it also in some parts of my body. It's one of the emotions that I was processing lately, because that for the energy to flow from my root chakra to my sacral chakra, I have to, I have to reprocess them once again. I've been on this journey for about 3 years now. My first Kundalini rising happened 3 years ago, and I had a very difficult Kundalini awakening. Like there were nights I was just shaking. My body was shaking, shaking, shaking for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and I wouldn't know what to do. And there's like stress, like my nervous system wasn't calm. Still, I feel it was so hard to calm my nervous system in that situation where my body is just vibrating, vibrating nonstop. So you can imagine how the journey is like somehow difficult, but I'm so happy where I am now. I'm really happy that I'm able to help you. Most importantly, the third chakra, which is the sacred chakra, the color is yellow, is right in your upper abdomen. Okay, so it's the solar plexus chakra. It symbolizes the masculine energy. That this is where we store shame and anger. you know Whenever I find myself feeling upset or pissed, I would feel tingling. I would feel like movement in this area, in this chakra. So this in this chakra, especially the predominant emotion in this chakra is shame. And shame is deeper than guilt. I learned last year. Shame is really, really, really deeper than guilt, because while guilt is about something that you could have done, like it's the guilt is like about an outside factor, right? There is no direct association between how you feel and you being the feeling. But shame is about you. When you feel shame, it's not about something that you could have done or something like that. But you are the target. You are the target of that emotion, and shame sits in your body deeper than guilt could. So shame is really like deeper, deeper. If you are ashamed about exploring your sexuality, your sexual energy, let's say, if you were shamed by society, it's natural for kids to play with their private parts, for example. I've seen it from time to time. For me, it's very natural. But like if you were shamed by one of your parents, if you got caught while you were doing that, and if they screamed at you, that shame, I am bad. I am bad. I can't, like, this is bad. Wanting to experience this is bad. So that sits in your body. So shame is like, I felt it. There was a group of people that I found myself before I moved to Kigali, while I was with my soul group in Ethiopia, while I was living in a guest house. There were things that everybody knew about me and my twin flame. Everybody knew that we weren't going to be together, but I didn't know that. Okay, I was hoping that he would come back and he would claim me, we would be together. That's the point of me living in that guest house for 4 solid months, right? So when the last time we had a conversation on the phone, when he said I'm not the one, and when he rejected me, I felt shame. I wanted to hide my body. I wanted to hide. I wanted to not be seen. I wanted to be invisible, Because you see, like, I didn't even tell anyone about me and him. I didn't tell anyone. I told only one person. Apparently, that one person spread the news to all of the soul groups, the soul members. So they would talk about it when I was around. When I wasn't around, they would talk about it. They would chat about it. They would laugh about it. But I didn't know anything about it. So my twin flame proved them right. Of course, they didn't want us to be together because of their own demons. So my twin flame also, supported them in that and rejected me. So I was shamed by a group of people who were just looking down on me, laughing at me, saying that, oh my God, this innocent girl, poor this girl, feeling sorry for me, like, so I had that shame for quite a while. Like, I felt it for 2 weeks and stuff, and I healed it. But after that, yesterday, I was walking and I was thinking and I was feeling, and I remembered how I was shamed by that one incident where a group of people were just, like, saying, oh, finally she woke up. Finally she woke up. Oh, she woke up from her dream. We knew this was going to happen. We knew that she didn't deserve him or something like that, whatever. So I had to process that shame. And I was shamed also in the same way in school. I was bullied in school by a group of people. I was shamed for being in a certain way. From a sexual abuse, I had difficulty controlling my urine. Like, I had, if I want to pee, I have to pee immediately. I couldn't hold it because of the sexual abuse that I experienced while I was like 8. From 8 up to 12, the abuse continued. So I wasn't raped, but I was molested from that time to for 4 years at different stages. It could be like, some of them I forgot, because our brain sometimes, shuts down certain memories as a survival mechanism. So if I was going to relive those memories, it would have been difficult. So my body just shuts them down and put them somewhere unconscious, in my unconscious. So I chose to process that. So, anyways, I was shamed for not being able to control my urine, my when I want to pee, it had to happen immediately. So I was shamed by a group of friends in my childhood. So that also was something that I was processing. So you can imagine, guys. You can tell me in the comment section, or you can even send me private messages through my email. I'm now helping people from all over the world. I have clients from the States, I have clients from Ethiopia, I have some clients like that I deal with directly in Kigali. They seek different things, with energy healing. I can do it online. Please, if there is any way that I can help you, that I can assist you, of course you would have to pay for it. I'm not doing anything for free at the moment because I'm settling here. I have expenses, right? But if I can give you the whole package, I would say, in my healing experience, I'm a healer, but I'm not like a healer in a particular area alone. I can set you up for starting being on your right path. That's what I did for all of my clients so far. After having a session, like 5 hour session, or just one time Reiki session with me, they find themselves in the right path and doing the right thing somehow. Like, I don't mean, when I tell you I will help you to be on your destiny, on your right path, it doesn't mean you love it. Still, like, it might mean I will just help you to be in a position where you find the courage to finally process your negative emotions and traumas and stuff like that. So you can reach out for me anytime. We can do something about your feeling. If you are going through the same thing, feeling shame, guilt, and fear, please reach out. Don't wait any longer, right? Like, let's do this. So shame is a very heavy, one of the heaviest emotions that I have ever had. I would say it's like wanting to be invisible, like it's just not wanting to see yourself, feeling disgusted somehow with yourself and with your body, because it's about you. Shame is about you, and you can't imagine in how many different ways society tries to shame us from time to time, right? We were shamed for being sick. We were shamed for being broke, for not having enough money, for not being able to keep up materially with the rest of the world. That's why most of us feel the need to prove something. Okay. So when most of us, we want to make it in life because we feel like we have to prove other people wrong. Even I had that funny thought in my mind, these Ethiopian girls who were not welcoming to me when I got to Kigali. I was thinking if they meet me now, I would tell them that I finally, like started like working. I'm finally, like I am settling. It's not like I wanted to prove them wrong for thinking that I wasn't going to succeed. But it was something that I was observing. I wasn't participating. I wasn't feeding the thought. But it's funny how sometimes we can be delusional to a point where we just make our lives about other people. Your life is not about other people, my beloved. Your life is about you. It's not about other people. All right, just tell that yourself today. Just make it into a practice. Your life is not about other people. Your life is about you, my beloved. Okay, the fourth, the fourth chakra, which is the heart chakra, and the emotion with the heart chakra is grief. It's grief, Still, I have been heartbroken. Actually, I was heartbroken to a point where my heart was crying as if it was a person. So grief is it's more natural than the rest of the emotions, like guilt. Emotions like guilt and shame and fear aren't experienced by animals or plants, for example. They're not experienced by other creations except for humans. But grief, sadness, it's a universal emotion, sadness is felt by any of us, whether we're like gurus, enlightened, whatever. We feel sad. All of us feel sad, and sadness is a good emotion. I would say it's not necessarily a negative emotion like grief, like shame or guilt. Sadness is like it makes you feel alive. There's something beautiful about sadness. Some people are addicted to sadness and misery and brokenness. I'm not talking about that. Don't get addicted to sadness. Some people find it very anxious to be in a blissful state. I'm not talking about that, but sadness, when it's in its place where it can teach you, where it can make you feel alive, somehow also feeling compassion, like is actually, it's about like feeling sad, right? Feeling compassion. When I feel compassion for someone who's living in the street, for example, it's because I feel sad that they are living on the street, right? Like it's because I find it heavy. I'm not like, like I wish there is something that I could do about it because I feel sad. I feel like I could change the situation for them. So, sadness and grief is also about the heart chakra. But so many people, one of the clients that I'm treating at the moment, she's from the States and she grew up in a black community. She's black herself. She's African American. So, uh, she she experienced like she got heartbroken by her relationships and childhood situations, so as we were talking, she didn't even know how much her heart was broken. She didn't know how bad it is. It's when I started treating her, and I felt the need, to call on Archangel Raphael, who's a heart alchemist, by the way. You can connect to, if you want to heal your heart, connect to Archangel Raphael. He certainly will help you. So I called on Archangel Raphael and I tapped into her heart energy, and just she started crying. She couldn't hold it anymore because that's the her heart was wounded for a long time, from her childhood to her last relationship where she was rejected by her husband. So what I'm saying is, whenever you feel grief in your heart, acknowledge that it's there. Don't fight it. Some people think feeling sad or experiencing grief is a weakness. You see, it's not a weakness. For me, it's strength. It's strength to be able to admit to yourself that you have that emotion, and then from that space you can do things about it. You can do let's say heart chakra meditations. You can visualize green lights, being spreading in your heart, soothing your heart, washing away all of the pain in your heart. It's definitely a process, but you would get to a point where you feel open, when you don't have grief in your heart. The first experience you will have is just explosive energy of love and openness. So that immediately connects you to the rest of creation, where you don't have to think about, that one incident or person who broke your heart in the first place. So the other most important chakra, especially for our mission, and for the people that I call my soul group, and for all of, especially black community. In the black community, people like Malcolm X, for example, and one like Oprah Winfrey. Like, there were, I know, in the black community in the States, there were a lot of people who are very opinionated and articulated, like orators, people who stood up for the right cause, to defending the black race, to create equality, and like fighters and warriors. The throat chakra, is now blocked in the collective. I could feel it in my soul groups also. Some of the people's throat chakra is blocked, because whenever we tried to speak the truth, we were silenced, we were burnt, we were killed. So if you are someone who's got killed in the past while you were defending your community, where you were defending children, right, or women, now you don't want to do it because there's a blockage here. There is an emotion here. Okay, so throat chakra, the color is blue. The color is blue, like it's light blue. The color, so the emotion is lies. So if we were punished for speaking the truth, now we start lying as a defense mechanism. Lies. So when I have this affirmation, you can write it down. It includes all of the chakras. Okay, this one affirmation includes all of the chakras. So it means whenever you say that affirmation, it releases a certain emotions, all of these emotions from the chakras, so your energy can flow very well and nicely. So I let go of fear. I let go of guilt. I let go of shame. I let go of grief. I let go of lies. I let go of illusion. I let go of denial. So, lies is about the throat chakra. If you want to open your throat chakra, you can just go to a karaoke party. That's what I did, or like a poetry nights. All right, like just whatever. If you are a singer, just if you have never been on the stage, dare to do that. Go somewhere, like be comfortable. Pick a place where most people do not know you, or like go somewhere where nobody knows you. I don't know how you do it, but like sing, talk, try something new that can actually help you to voice the things that you want to say, to vocalize the things that you want to say. It's gonna help you also. Like, there are binaural beats for throat chakra, which are so effective on YouTube. You can find them, and just it could be when you're working or when you're sleeping. You can open it. The binaural beats are going to help you for sure. So I said in my affirmation, my most important affirmation that I said for over a year now, that's helping me to unlock all of my chakras. I let go of fear, which is the root chakra, right? I let go of guilt, sacral chakra. I let go of shame, solar plexus chakra. I let go of grief, the heart chakra. I let go of lies, the throat chakra. I let go of illusion, the third eye chakra. I let go of denial, the crown chakra. I came up with it, but it might be something universal. It may be like that. I channeled it from a universal place. So um, the I say the fifth chakra, the sixth chakra is the third eye chakra, and the color is indigo blue. So when the third eye chakra is blocked, it's like illusion. You don't see the truth anymore. You don't see things the way they are. The point of opening your third eye chakra is to be able to see things the way they are. So when you see things the way they are without judgment, guys, the biggest problem that we have is we judge each other and we judge ourselves. Had I judged myself for experiencing disappointment, for experiencing guilt and shame, I wouldn't have been standing here talking about it. Accept your emotions as they are. Judgment is a very, it's just delays your progress. It delays your progress because you wouldn't admit to yourself that you are just a work in progress. You are a work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time, to be sure. Because there will never be a moment where you are the whole thing, everything that you want, where you're perfect and where you wouldn't have to, work on yourself anymore. So accepting yourself as you are will help you to see yourself as you are and to see everything as they are. So seeing things the way they are doesn't mean when I see things the way they are, it will be the same as someone seeing things the way they are. It's still our own perception, is still subjective, but it's free of judgment. It's free of resistance. When you see things the way they are, your first tendency will be understanding and loving them and wanting to help them. Either it's people, is it's or either it's environment. You want to do something about it. That's your first reaction. So it's a nice thing to see things the way they are. So most of us live in an illusion of feeling not enough, in the illusion of having not enough, in the illusion of feeling unworthy and undeserving. Most of us have the illusion of not being able to love, illusion of not being able to live up to our dreams. Most of us have the illusion of, you know, um, not wanting to be here. So for you to actually believe, to trust your judgment, you have to know whether you are starting from the truth or falsehood. So opening your third eye chakra is very crucial for your spiritual growth. It's because my third eye chakra is open that I am able to tap into the energy of places, that I am able to see through the past and the future. It's because of like my mysticism comes from the openness of my upper chakras, especially my third eye chakra. But the problem with opening your upper chakras without having to process your lower chakras is you find yourself being restricted from acting, from feeling, from attaining certain things, whatever you are going for, because your third eye chakra, maybe you might see a place in your dream where you are going to find treasure, let's say, which is a part of my evolution. You might go there in that place where you find the treasure, you know where it is because your third eye chakra is working. But at the same time, if your root chakra is full of wounds, childhood traumas, you wouldn't possibly want to go through that process where you have to dig, where you have to find people because you don't have the patience, because you don't think you have what it takes. Or like even if you find the treasure, you might not share it with others. And still inclusivity, being inclusive is what brings all of the abundance to you. Unless you include others in your endeavors, in your trials, tribulations, in your achievements, unless you include you have a teamwork spirit, it's so hard to be successful in this time, guys. Mother Gaia had ascended herself into the 5D, so it's so hard for people who are wanting to just who are saying me are not going to like it here anymore. The last chakra is I'm moving I while making this video because my body now, the energy is circulating in my body. If I sit somewhere, I wouldn't possibly, I wouldn't possibly have these energies flowing, so it's gonna limit my thinking and my openness when I speak to you. So I hope you don't mind this, because what matters is the message. Okay, so the last chakra I want to talk about is the crown chakra, and it's here. It's not in our physical body, it's above our head, and it's the color is violet or golden or white. For example, I am Orthodox. I have one of my religion is Orthodox, right? So in the Orthodox religion, the halo is the crown chakra is symbolized by color white. But for Indians, it might be violet color, or in some Western culture, it could be golden. a radiant golden color. So whichever color is convenient for you, you can use that. So the emotion is denial, you know, denying your existence, denying yourself, denying your truth shows a blockage in this chakra. So when you say I'm not this. I'm like when you disown the things that you are, when you disown the warrior that you are, when you disown the hero that you are, when you disown the queens and the kings that you are, it's denial, right? Or when you disown your archetypes, some of your archetypes, when you disown your fear, when you disown your traumas, when you disown your limitations and lack, you are denying. So it's all about denial. If this chakra is open, if this chakra is radiating, if this chakra is being used in the right way, there is no denial. There is only seeing, there is only accepting, there is only, you know, accepting, a complete acceptance of self. So guys, before I end this video, I will repeat the affirmation one more time. I let go of fear. I let go of guilt. I let go of shame. I let go of grief. I let go of lies. I let go of illusion. I let go of denial. Rastafari, I love you.